Monday! Welcome to Basket Pinas Predicts, powered by 1xBet. This is a great way to start your week to talk about basketball. So whether you're here for the recap or to make smarter choices with your prediction, we got the insights to level you up. Ako po si Mara Aquino, your host. And to help us break things down, nandito ang inyong two favorites, Nico and Naveen.
Here we are again, and I can't wait na magkamali mamaya si Naveen dun sa Q&A portion natin para sa kanya. Yun yung inaabangan ko talaga for this show. Kasi one day makukuha na rin natin siya, and today is that day.
Safe to say the trash talk has already started.
That's what we're excited about, not just who's right with the recap, pero kasi may mga questions kami na binibigay. And you guys can join along. But Naveen, I don't think he's gotten anything wrong. Have you? Since
One
you started?
time I got the day I had to eat the spicy noodles.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and that was because I read the question wrong too. It was the trick question that got me. And I'm still so mad about that. But I have used that anger as fuel to go perfect.
Okay, I want to know. Let's take a vote first before we start. Will Naveen get it wrong or right? Press 1 if you think he's gonna have a perfect score today. Press 2 if you think he'll finally get one wrong today. Let's see.
Sagot daw ni Mara yung 12K 1xBet vouchers niya.
Wala yun sa kontrata.
We're gonna give you some of that. But now, this is going to be the last day that we're going to discuss the NBA Preseason. So, malapit na magsimula ang regular season. But first, we're gonna be discussing what's happening in the preseason. And ang una natin pag-uusapan dyan, Boston Celtics, they won over the Philadelphia 76ers 139-89. It's a 50-point blowout. They were leading by 22 at the end of, I believe it was the first quarter. And they were also leading by 22 by the end of the third quarter. So, ang dami nilang ginawang three-pointers. Boston made 23 three-pointers in this game.
Yeah, ito talaga kapag you play the starters versus a bunch of scrubs. No? I'm sorry na that I had to describe it that way, but I'm sure Naveen would agree because from Boston, everybody played. They played 20-something minutes on the low end rather. While for the Sixers, I don't even remember if Jared McCain got to play. So siya yung inaabang ko na, okay, kung wala si Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George, gusto ko sana makita si Jared McCain as my TikTok king. Pero wala eh. Wala si McCain, and it's just Jalen. It's the guys just dominating, asserting their mastery over the Sixers right now.
Right, yes. Actually, I think McCain played. He shot 9 out of 21 from the field, but just 1 out of 8 from three-point range. So clearly, the long ball for him is still a work in progress. But you're right, Nico. This was an example of what happens when you play the starters of the defending champions, who are the favorites technically to go back-to-back right now against a team that didn't have their main guys. I mean, Jared McCain was probably the main rotation guy for the 76ers in this game. So 50-point win for Boston, dominant. They're coming in as the most confident team in the NBA this season, I'm sure.
So if you're trailing behind and then the other team's playing their starters, why don't you play yours?
Well, these are decisions, Mara, that are probably decided before the game na, where the 76ers are like, oh yeah, we'll give the bench guys a chance, see which guys step up, who might actually earn a spot when the actual games begin.
Oh, not just to prevent the injuries. Not just that.
Yes.
Pero malaking factor yun kasi
malaking
76ers we're talking about eh. Lagi kasi pila yung two main stars nila eh.
Now we're gonna be moving on to the next recap. Memphis Grizzlies, they won 124 over Chicago Bulls 121. So this is where actually the Grizzlies trailed behind as much as 21 points. It was in the third quarter where they made 40 points and they won the game.
Yeah, that's crazy. And more of some Memphis, they did this without the starters, right? They did this without the usual Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, but it's guys like Zach Edey that showed up, Jake LaRavia. In a way, they're young stars. Jalen Wells, a second-round draft pick, if I remember.
32 minutes.
Yeah, played 32 minutes, and it's a bad sign for Chicago, bro. Kalaban mo na nga yung mga bench ng opposing team, tapos ikaw nilaro mo na Zach LaVine, tapos talo pa rin kayo. So all the more na the trade Zach LaVine movement should start ASAP.
But Zach, I believe had a decent, not this game, his next game if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was this game where he had like 28 points. So it's good to see Zach LaVine balling again because he was injured for most of last year. I know that he was on my fantasy team. It was a pain in the you-know-where. But one more guy I want to shout out from the Grizzlies, Yuki Kawamura, who played in the Japan B League last season. 5'8" point guard playing in the NBA. Kahit lang namin yan. And he
Mas
was
matangkad ka pa ata.
out here throwing dimes, beautiful passes. Hell, John Morant was impressed by this guy. I really hope we see him play actual NBA minutes this season. Hope for the Asians. You're representing Asia, my guy. Keep it up.
Okay, actually, I wanted to talk about him, but we'll talk about him a little
more.
later on. He has very high IQ in basketball.
Yeah.
Talagang, he's somebody that you want to see later on in the regular season. Hopefully, he gets more of a chance there.
Definitely.
Now, we're going to be playing a mini game. We're going to be testing Naveen in this game called
Oh, right away.
The
Right away.
Right away.
The Who. Dapat nga, yung consequence mo, dapat alcohol eh. Pero,
Gusto niya yun eh.
we want this to be healthy. So, ang consequence niya, he's gonna be drinking a shot of green veggies, ampalaya, kangkong, okra, and then we put a little bit of milk in there. So, we're gonna make this healthy for Naveen. So, this game is called The Who. You guys can join along. Let's see if you get this right. Kasi, we made this really, really hard. So he doesn't get it right. We made it really hard. We would be impressed if you get this one. And again, we take the biggest, the commenter, ang audience natin with the most comments para ma-invite namin kayo. We'll tell you more about it later. So this is the tough question. This is The Who. Let's see it on the screen. Ayan, The Who!
Wala siyang clues talaga.
Oh my God! Okay.
So,
Grabe naman ang hirap. Talagang pinahirapan.
context clues na lang.
Hindi
So
ko
let me
alam.
get this straight. You got a picture from the 90s
Yeah.
of some
Yes.
random NBA player. God knows if I've ever heard of this guy. And
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
supposed to guess who
Ito,
this
Mara,
is.
pwede ko
Sige,
mabigyan-
bigyan natin ng
Ito. He played
clue.
college basketball for the Cincinnati Bearcats.
And
That's a good clue. That's a good
okay,
clue.
Ito. He played for 6 NBA teams from 1993 to 2006. Yeah! Okay, I'll give another one. Sige.
One-time NBA
Wait,
All-Star.
Let me try.
Okay.
Is this Nick Van Exel?
How does he know?
I'm sorry.
Wait, baka parang niya alam.
What? Yeah!
It is, right?
Oh my God!
May,
Wait,
may
hold on.
nag-leak na information.
Why do you think it's him?
I feel like I saw this picture before in one of those old school throwback NBA pictures. And it's the guy guarding him is from the Sonics, which I believe they were a Western Conference team. And if I'm not mistaken, the Sonics faced off against the Lakers, who Nick Van Exel was playing for back in the day in a playoff series one time. So I'm just deducing from that.
Okay,
May
nakanganga ako.
May nag-leak na information.
Nakanganga ako. Okay, let's see. Let's reveal the right answer.
Nick Van Exel nga.
What is up with your brain? So what is it? Nagpa-flash? I'm actually really curious.
Dapat yung ano na
Nagpa-flash
lang.
lang yung image sa'yo? Like, what's...
No, I've seen that image before. I've seen it online before.
I've never
yeah.
seen it in
I've
my
seen
life.
a lot of images, but even if I see it again for a second time, tapos siniluwet mo, hindi ko maiisip bigla, grabe. Oh my gosh, I am...
Ano shot? I gotta...
Oh, hold up. Who's
Okay.
taking this okra
Oh
shot?
my God.
Let me get this on
Bawal
video.
si Mare.
Kasi may milk, ikaw.
Alright,
Okay.
alright. Let's go. Party
So-
on a Monday night.
Si Nikki Maxwell Van Axel is an American professional basketball coach and former player who last served as an
Kampay.
assistant coach for the Atlanta Hawks of NBA.
Sarap.
Describe the taste. Kailangan mo bang
Nagtubig ka.
magtubig?
green. Parang alam mo yung lasang dahon talaga.
That's when you know it's healthy. Pag lasang lupa and it doesn't taste good, you know it's doing something to your gut.
Lasang lupa talaga.
Oh my gosh! Grabe, Naveen. I am like, mind blown. Like, yung emoji na sumasabog yung brain.
Yep,
Ganun
yep.
ako ngayon. I was so confident that he wasn't gonna get that right. Did you guys get it right? I wanna know. I wanna know if anybody in the comment section got it right. Kasi, oh my gosh, props to you. Pero if
Sarap
you
ba,
got it
Nico?
right, that means
Lasang talaga lupa. Go ahead, I'm sorry for interrupting. Iba
kaya
eh.
niyo ba uminom ng lasang lupa? At kasing talino ba kayo ni Naveen? Kasi kung oo, you have a chance to come join us in the studio to play Basket Pinas Timeout, where you win prizes. Do you remember the first prize that we had before for Basket Pinas Timeout?
Ano ba yun?
15,000 pesos.
Oh yeah, pero ngayon we have a 12K welcome bonus sakto, no?
Yes.
Which is para sa mga new account on 1xBet. Register now using our promo code BPINAS. All caps lang guys, message Basket Pinas page. Kung may question kayo, may sasagot agad dyan. Yan yung gusto ko sa ating mga staff natin with regards to Basket Pinas. If you guys want to place your bets on the upcoming NBA games, next week na, October 23 sa Pilipinas, just go to 1xBet and use our promo code BPINAS. Link is in the pinned comment section below.
Ayan, 12,000. Welcome bonus again. BPINAS, BPINAS, BPINAS. What is it? BPINAS for that 12,000 peso voucher. Now, we're going to do a recap once again, and it's going to be New York Knicks 115 versus Minnesota Timberwolves 110. Actually, the Knicks struggled up until the third quarter. That's when they started catching up. At alam ko may drama involved here earlier.
Ito yung mga gusto naman, again, ulitin namin yung drama namin mga lalaki, yung mga mga trash talk from the court to the sidelines. And I remember here, it was Dante DiVincenzo. Ang kinakausap niya dapat kasi si Tom Thibodeau, sinasabi niya na this is why they let you run the show. Diba? He was saying that one. But I don't know for what reason na si Rick Bronson got offended. Nakala niya siya ata yung pinapatama. First of all, you don't run the show, bro. Like, you're only there because of your son. Like, to be honest. Nandiyan ka lang dahil kay Jalen Brunson. And,
Baka yung nasa likod
but
niya.
again, gusto ko yung drama. Gusto ko talaga yung drama about it. Preseason pala nagkakaganito na now I kind of wish they meet in the finals. Just because of this kind of drama. Also, I love to root for Ant.
That would be special. I wish Julius Randle played in this game also, but it was nice to see. I believe he got a little bit of a warm reception.
Yeah, he
in the
did
New York
naman. Both
crowd.
They were guessing kung magbububa sa kanya or...
And they gave him the proper respect he deserves. No, the low-key story of this game was Anthony Edwards was sensational. He didn't play the entire way, if I'm not mistaken, but he had 8 3-point shots, 30 plus points. There was even one moment where Jalen Brunson tried to go against Ant one-on-one, and Edwards shut him down, then let him know about it after. I mean, we talked last time, Myra, about how great Edwards is as a future face in the NBA, not just because of his bravado on the court, but also because of his charisma off it. I think it was sensational. I thought Kat played great. And this DiVincenzo thing, there's something behind the scenes, I feel, that has left like lingering anger. And we saw that manifest on the court today. And I don't think that was just incidental. I think there's something there.
We want to know more during the regular season, but so far, this is the New York Knicks' third consecutive preseason win against Minnesota. So let's see when they're going to be bouncing back. Now we're going to be doing a recap with Phoenix Suns winning over the Denver Nuggets 118 to 114. They won by 4 points.
Yeah, actually, when I was watching this game, I was like, why did the Denver Nuggets lose this game considering the Suns didn't play their big three? They played Jokic 30 minutes here. Murray played 19. They were able to see some silver linings in Julian Strawther, who kind of picked up the slack since wala na silang KCP. But would you say that this is a concern? Na parang, wait, parang kalaban yung all-bench ng Phoenix, din natalo pa rin kayo? Or dahil preseason na, it's nothing to worry about? What do you think?
I wouldn't say it's something to worry about because like you said, Nico, it's preseason. Jamal Murray played 19 minutes in a game that Denver lost by 4. And Jokic typically would play closer to 14 minutes than just 30 minutes in a game, right? I do feel concerned for Denver though. Entering this NBA season, I don't think they're as deep as they have been in the last few years. I don't think that... I mean, they weren't a great 3-point shooting team the last few seasons. They're more mid-range heavy. And they lost arguably their best shooter in KCP, like Nico said. And it's not like they made moves to fix that issue after KCP left. So I don't think they're as deep and talented as the Denver we've seen the last few years. However, Jokic is still Jokic. He is a one-man wrecking crew. He will be an MVP candidate again this season. I still think Denver is going to be one of the top teams in the West. And ultimately, I don't think this is anything to worry about for them. But, again, they're not as good as they have been the last few seasons.
Good point. Parang gusto ko malaman, how good is our audience? Tignan natin kung makukuha nyo ang tamang sagot because we're about to give you our first fast break question where you have a chance to win 1,000 peso voucher. Here's how you get it.
We're looking for 10 winners of 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers, and this is how you guys could join. So like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream. And don't forget to use the hashtag BasketPinas. Watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using the promo code BPinas to join the giveaway. One more time, BPinas to join the giveaway.
BPinas. All right, here we go. This is Fast Break question number 1. Tingnan natin kung makukuha niyo ito like Naveen.
Which player won an Oscar for his short film Dear Basketball?
Hala! Pamigay! Okay, which player won an
Makes me
Oscar
emotional.
for his short film Dear Basketball?
Medyo pogi
Write it down below. Use the hashtag BasketPinas. You might
Sabi
be the
mo ba
lucky
yung sagot?
winner. Ang 1,000
Hindi yun yung
peso
sagot,
voucher.
Hindi yun yung sagot, Sorry.
Tignan natin kung makuha niya yan kasi ito pinag-uusapan na namin dito eh. Now, we're gonna be doing a prediction. We're gonna level up your knowledge when it comes to this to help you guys out. Place your bets. It's going to be Memphis Grizzlies versus Indiana Pacers. It's gonna be on October 15, 7 a.m. So this is between two fast-paced teams that will be playing with two all-star point guards, Halliburton and Jamoran.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if you check the odds, no, 1.39 yung Indiana. That means I think they're the overwhelming favorites here. So I think my clues na most of the players of Minnesota, of Memphis will not play. But this is an interesting matchup na Naveen. Tyrese Halliburton and Ja Morant, two contrasting styles of point guards. And for me, I think Halliburton can reach that kind of potential na MVP level just because of the kind of like production that he gives. He gives you what, 23 and 12? He gives you that 23 and 11, right?
He's one of the top fantasy picks
And
this year
efficient,
for a
and
reason.
very efficient.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Weird shooting form, weird as hell, but if it goes in, it goes in, right? Now, I'm expecting a high scoring game between these two teams. These are two teams that have young, energetic point guards who love to push the pace, who love to run the basketball. So I'm expecting really a shootout, assuming the main guys of both teams play.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see a complete lineup considering that it's gonna be just 1 week before the regular season?
I think there's a chance. Maybe not complete per se, but maybe like 2 out of 4 of Memphis's main guys will play. I'd love to see Halliburton and Siakam play together, definitely. I feel like Indiana has the chance to build off on their outstanding performance last NBA season where they made the conference final. So hopefully, I think that would be fun.
Okay, now we're gonna side with a team. Okay, let's lock it in.
I'm gonna choose Indiana because I love
Indiana.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
Indiana.
Indiana din ako.
I'll just go Memphis. Why not?
Okay.
Because of my guy, Yuki!
Okay, so
Love our Yuki
isang
Kawamura.
Memphis, dalawang Indiana locked in. We want to know what you guys think as well. Write down below yung hashtag BasketPinas para naman makasali kayo dun sa ating BasketPinas Timeout. We're gonna be picking the people that engages with us the most, invite you to the studio. You know the drill. Go ahead, write it down below. Now we're gonna be predicting the future of Philadelphia 76ers and Atlanta Hawks. This is gonna be October 15, 7:30 a.m. Philadelphia, a team that can go deep in the playoffs versus Atlanta, a team stuck in the middle.
That's perfect. No? Stuck in the middle of Atlanta because of you have a Trae Young, you have a Jalen Johnson, but then andun yung mga pieces like Zachary Risachet. So ano ba tayo? Like, are we gonna embrace the rebuild? Are we gonna go far? Try to attempt for the playoffs? So medyo naguguluhan ako for the Hawks with regards to where they are right now.
Yeah, it's very confusing as well. Can I give you a hot take? I
Ano?
think Trae Young will be traded in the next 1 or 2 years.
1 to 2 years, okay.
I think so. I think
Gets ko yung
it
isang
wouldn't
pinanggalingan
surprise
yun.
me if from this trade deadline until the start of next NBA season, we hear more Trae Young news. Because we've been hearing about it in whispers, low key the last
Low-key,
few
sa Reddit,
seasons.
mga
Exactly,
Reddit,
yeah. And look, for as good an offensive player as Trae Young is, if you have Trae Young in your team, you're never gonna be a good defensive team in the NBA unless you surround him with 4 all NBA defensive players. And it's not even his fault. It's not for lack of, sometimes it's for lack of trying, but it's not always for lack of trying. He's just short compared to other NBA players. And not only is he short, he's also thin, right? I mean, I'm sure he has muscles and whatnot, but he's slim compared to other guys you see in the NBA that are built like tanks. So yes, offensively, great player Trae Young. Defensively, a lot to be desired. And I think ultimately the Hawks will go to a direction where they think about the post-Trae Young era, which would be hilarious because let's not forget, the Hawks had the chance to draft Luka Doncic so many years ago. They traded the pick that could have gotten them Luka to Dallas. Dallas took Luka and the Hawks took Trae Young. And right now, I think safe to say they lost that trade. The Hawks did.
And you see that happening.
I also see that happening kasi 1 to 2 years. Kasi considering na, sabihin natin like Zachary Risache plays well along with the other young guys, they might try to build around him. Like, you'll never know what's gonna happen. Especially if he shows na, kaya pala number 1 pick to. Diba? He just has to prove that. But if Trae Young shows na he can still lift this team, maybe in return, they could trade those young pieces in order to supplement Trae Young. If they could see na, kaya pa naman ng main guy natin, we can still build around him. So, it depends how Trae Young's gonna perform this year, how his attitude's gonna be, is he good with the front office? A lot of factors that will determine.
You mentioned Zachary Risache. Number 1 pick. Do you see him being a future All-Star?
I think he has the tools to be a future All-Star. But it really depends on how much he grows as a basketball player.
How long, if ever, how long do you think it'll
3
take?
to 4 years.
What about you?
I think that's a good timeline, 3 to 4 years, considering kasi it also helps na wala kang pressure as a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Very unheard of yun. I think this is the first number 1 pick sa lifetime ko na walang expectation. Lahat ng expectation nasa 55th pick. 55th ba si Bronny?
Yeah.
Kasi lahat na kay Bronny,
Yeah.
lahat ng expectation. But yung first 3 picks, save for Alexar na he was bombarded on Twitter for performing badly in Summer League. So I think that would do well it would be good for Zachary Risache to actually just play, focus on himself. Next thing baka biglang, this guy's good pala, number 1 pick.
And you know what's good for Risache as well is, while Atlanta still has Trae Young, it's not like Risache is going to be like the go-to guy immediately. He might not even be the second or third go-to guy on the team because Jalen Johnson of Atlanta is also very good. So there might be even games where Risache is the 4th or 5th option, which is great because now he doesn't need to feel rushed into becoming like you said, like a possible all-star in the future. He can work himself towards it, like play through the mistake and eventually become the player he was meant to be.
Now we're gonna take sides. We're gonna take sides, 76ers or the Hawks?
I'll choose the Hawks.
The Hawks?
Medyo
Okay.
parang mind condition ako kay Zachary Risache. I wanna root for him now. Maybe get some of his cards, rookie cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hawks too.
The Hawks, I'm gonna go with Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia! Locking it in. You wanna know your thoughts? Mas maganda kung nagvo-vote kayo with us if you're taking sides with us as well. We wanna see it down below. All right. Up next, we're gonna predict as San Antonio Spurs versus Miami Heat happening on October 16, 7:30 a.m. So it's gonna be the rebuilding Spurs versus a Miami Heat squad that's a sure lock for the playoffs.
That's perfect. No? Like, to say that Miami is a sure lock for the playoffs. Again, it's a matter of saan sila? Are they in the bottom 4 of the playoffs or in the top 4? Because ganun kalaki yung ceiling nila as well as their floor. It just because the coaching staff is there, the players are there, but how many games are we gonna get out of Jimmy? How many games are we gonna get of Tyler Hero? So interesting to see how I'm sure Naveen has been following every move of the Miami Heat. Where do you think Miami will land so far out of what you have seen in the preseason? Overreactions. Let's do some overreactions.
I think assuming good health. Somewhere in the middle of the Eastern Conference. Okay. But you know what, the Heat, they've always been a team that you look at what they do in the playoffs. Because Mara, they've been to the finals 2 times since 2020. The first time they made the finals, they were the 5th seed, number 5. And then the second time they made the finals, they were the number 8 seed, technically. Right? So they have proven they don't need a high seed to make it to the NBA finals. But they have also displayed time and time again that injury concerns tend to hinder them and slow them down. Now, with this matchup in particular, I really hope we see both Wembanyama and Bam Adebayo in action because Wembanyama, I mean, he's going number 1 in some NBA fantasy drafts for a second-year player. That's insane, right? Yeah, exactly. Now, assuming he stays healthy, that's a great pick, diba? And I hope Bam plays because I think Bam is one of the best defenders in the NBA today. So to see how Wemby could perform, despite his size advantage over Bam, considering Bam's defensive prowess, seeing how Wemby would perform against him is something I would really be watching for.
I want to know if Chris Paul and Wemby are gonna play their usual minutes.
Oh, I would love to see that. You know, they had a nice alley-oop connection the other day. You saw that where...
Nakita ko yun.
I mean, like, that's one of those plays where Chris Paul throws it up. And
Ibabato niya lang eh.
all he has to do is like throw it within the catch radius, right?
Oh.
Bang! And it's like a dunk, yeah.
Hindi ko alam ba't di ginagawa ng mga point guards na ni Wemby yun last year. Kasi yun lang
He
naman
didn't have point guards last year.
they have a power forward player as a point guard.
Exactly.
Let's take sides now. All right. Spurs or the Heat? I feel like, Naveen, I already know you're gonna take the Heat.
Absolutely. I ride and die with my boys.
I'm gonna take the Spurs here because I feel like the Heat might take it easy. Malapit na yung playoffs. Ay, malapit na yung playoffs. Malapit na yung regular season. Uy, malapit na yung regular season. So I feel like they might rest Jimmy. You'll never know. A tweak ankle here and there can just bomb the start of their season. Because it's those minor things, no?
Yes.
That get in the way. But yeah, San Antonio for me.
Ako the Heat then because I feel like even to their rookies, they're really, really solid. So locking it in, Heat, and Spurs. There you go. What about you guys? We want to know right down below. Up next, we're going to be predicting New Orleans Pelicans versus Houston Rockets happening October 16, 8 a.m. So it's going to be Pelicans, a middle-of-the-pack team, versus the Rockets, a team with a really bright young core.
For this one, I'm curious to see. You know, I have seen the IG updates from Zion Williamson. Is he really slimmed down? What kind of player are we getting? Should they trade Brandon Ingram? I just always felt like Brandon Ingram was always a misfit for the New Orleans Pelicans. Some people might not say that because Brandon Ingram is that go-to scorer we need, like sort of like a KD light, what that he brings to the squad. But I don't know. I feel like I want to trade Brandon Ingram and see who else I can build around Zion and DeJounte Murray. Plus CJ McCollum is still there.
I think to me, Brandon Ingram in a championship team setup is an overqualified six-man.
Six-man?
Yes. If for a championship team.
Wow.
Because
ginawa pa siyang six-man.
Because to me, Brandon Ingram is one of those guys that he's at his best. He scores at his best when it's ISO ball. When he gets to go one-on-one, kind of freelances a bit. Right? But that's not exactly a style that equates to winning. Unless you're one of the best of the best. Unless you're a LeBron or a Jordan or a KD. And even those guys couldn't win championships until they started, playing with teammates where they could share the ball. So that's how you get Ingram at his best. However, he's not good enough at his best to be the kind of person you build around as your number one go-to guy. Here's the ball, win us the game. And I think these two sides are headed for a divorce. Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans. Take note, New Orleans didn't give Ingram an extension, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, wala akong narinig.
Exactly. And now about the Rockets, just a quick note. The one guy I'm excited to watch on this team right now is their first-round pick, Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd's great. He's like a white Chris Paul.
Something like that. Yeah. Great shooter too. Awesome shooter.
You had a certain reaction when he said that earlier. Bakit ka na-surprised dun sa six-man
Because Brandon
comment?
Ingram has always been the first, second option with the Pelicans. I always thought he was a starter. And when he came off the bench for Team USA, he sucked so bad. Like, parang pag hindi siya part ng sistema, I just feel like he's disengaged. So yun yung takot ko na, okay, gagawin mo siyang bench player, six-man. You really need to have a good coaching staff and veterans around him to keep his head in the game to make sure he's locked in. So yun yung mga iniisip ko is what he did here for the World Cup.
I think it will happen in the later stages of his career when he's a little more mature.
Okay.
He already has his money, he's paid, and then he starts thinking, okay, what can I do just to win a championship? And then maybe at that point he'll be like, it's time for me to sacrifice.
That's his predictsy.
Okay.
Now, we're gonna predict who's going to win. So, let's take sides.
Houston, I want to get Houston here because I forgot about Reed Shepherd. I love Reed Shepherd. I feel like he meshes well with the other main scorers of Houston.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Houston as well here.
Okay.
I feel that Houston has more young guys, and in preseason the young guys tend to show up.
Yes, Houston din ako because of those reasons. Same exact thing. Houston, unanimous. Do you guys disagree with us? We want to know why because all three of us, we think Houston is going to win. Now, You also have a chance to win 1,000 peso voucher. We're gonna give you a fast break question, but first we wanna make sure that you have the right mechanics, and Nico will tell you how.
Yeah, we're looking for 10 winners of 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers. So like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Number 2, share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream. And don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas for it to qualify. And watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS, to join the giveaway.
All right, now you know how to win. We're gonna give you fast break question number 2. Here we go.
Which team won their first NBA championship in 1999?
Parang madali lang to ha. Which team won their first NBA championship in 1999? Write it down below if you know the tamang answer.
The
Use
tamang
the
answer.
hashtag BasketPinas. Good luck to you. All right, we're gonna do more predictsy. This time it's gonna be the Atlanta Hawks versus Miami Heat happening October 17 at 7:30 a.m. So it's gonna be the Eastern Conference matchup, Trae Young's kryptonite. Ang kanilang itong magka-kontrapelong koponan na to.
Yeah, actually, diba, Navs, whenever it's Atlanta and Miami, always think about the playoff series wherein Trae Young got clamped by Miami.
Yep.
How is that so? Like, why do you think so? It's just more of was it Jimmy that was marking him, or was it like a team collective with regards to how they stopped Trae Young? Kasi prior to that matchup, Trae was cooking everybody.
Well, it's because of Miami's defensive scheme. I mean, Trae Young loves to attack slow-footed big guys. The big guys who can stay with him and can't match his speed. The guys who sometimes if the big guy decides to like play it safe, far from him, Trae's saying, okay, I'm gonna pull up from 3. If the big guy decides to go to Trae, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go past you. The problem is with Miami, he can't do that because of Bam Adebayo, the big man we talked about. Think of Bam as a wing player in a big man's body. The way he can move his feet, the way he can shuffle his, the way he can move laterally, He's strong enough to guard big guys and quick enough to guard small guys. So that's why whenever Trae Young is like, okay, give me a screen, and then Bam comes out to switch and guard him, Trae is like, oh wait, I actually can't do anything against this guy. And now suddenly you have someone who's 6 foot flat with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, way outside trying to jack up shots over people taller than him. And Eric Spoelstra's a defensive mastermind. We know that. Pinoy pride!
Sana future Gilas coach. Pero mag-Team USA coach muna siya.
Team USA.
Gilas coach.
But yeah, Miami has always been a bad matchup for Trae Young, and that's why Miami has historically had success against the Hawks.
You mentioned their defense. So let's rate Miami Heat's defense, not just with this game, but coming into the regular season. Rate them.
Oh, I think they're a 8.5 out of 10. 8.5. I think the one weakness that Miami's defense is their lack of height sometimes. However, they did draft a first-round pick by the name of Khalil Ware. He's 7'1", has a long wingspan. Now, trust me, he has development.
7'1".
Kahit ako, 5'10 naman sana ako
Khalil has development to go. But if he becomes the player that Miami wants him to be, that defense is only going to get better.
So 8.5, how would you rate them?
Somewhere around that range as well. I see naman where Miami's strengths are from the perimeter up to the paint. Interesting to see how you can mix in a Khalil Ware with a Bam Adebayo. Maybe they could experiment with those kind of lineups, considering that Khalil Ware has a 3-point shot.
Yes, he does.
And Bam has been shooting 3-point shots as well.
Yeah.
So makita nating front line na yun, maybe Spoelstra might eat something and be like, maybe I should put Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo together. Who knows, right? That we could try to see that one day. But there's the defensive potential of those two makes me think that Miami could be a top 10 team easily.
I have a hot take for you. Nikola Jovic, the Serbian forward of the Heat. I think he can become Ben Simmons with a 3-point shot.
Ben Simmons na mas reliable.
With a 3-point shot. Mark my words.
Parang I don't think so. Parang
Mark my words. Watch this guy this season. Trust me.
I don't think so. Maybe
watch this guy
less
this
talented
season.
Franz Wagner.
With a better 3-point shot. Somewhere there.
Because Franz Wagner is more of volume in 3 points.
Franz is a better penetrator siguro. Like
okay, fine.
Finisher at the rim, I would say.
Okay.
Naveen is making a lot of predictions today. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? We want to know. Write it down below.
Ay, pumili ba tayo?
The discussion.
Baka mag-ATL ako dito. Baka mag-Atlanta ako dito.
Mag-Atlanta ka dito. Okay, we're gonna vote. Atlanta.
Miami.
Okay, I will. Syempre, Miami. I'm gonna do Atlanta as well. Actually, during the discussion, you guys can argue if you feel
pwede.
that it's correct. If you don't agree, disagree, violent reactions. We actually want to know your thoughts. So engage with us. Write it down in the comment section and we read it later on. And maybe one of these days, magbasa tayo ng comment from the audience.
That's our whole show, just reading comments.
Now, we're going to be doing Predictsy for Minnesota Timberwolves versus Chicago Bulls happening October 17. So these two teams, a top dog coming out of the West versus a team looking for its identity.
Yeah, tama no. Like Chicago was really looking for their identity. That's why when there are games like this, I want to see, is Matas Buzelis gonna play? Is Josh Giddey gonna play? Ayo Dosunmu gonna play? So more of, yun na yung hinahanap ko sa Chicago right now. When are we gonna see Alonzo Ball sighting? It's more of the young guys. I'm kind of checked out already with their vets. While for the Minnesota Timberwolves, I want to see Randall and their starting five play along with the whole squad. How does the rotation gonna look like? Are we gonna see Rob Dillingham in there as well? Considering medyo deep rin yung Minnesota. Is Luka Garza gonna play? I always wanted to see him get some rotation minutes, but yeah, I like this match just because of the amount of young talent that they have.
I really do want to see both teams play with healthy lineups. The one thing I'll be watching in particular is if Lonzo Ball will play in this game, because reports indicate so far that the Bulls plan to play Lonzo in one of their final preseason games.
One of the finals.
This would somewhat count as that. So will we finally see Lonzo in action again? To be determined. For Minnesota, I don't expect the starters to play heavy minutes in this game. I feel like this will be more of an opportunity for the young guys to show what they're capable of, like a Rob Dillingham.
I know a lot of people aren't speaking well of Chicago Bulls because they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
But if you were to talk about them in lighter form, after Levine and Vucevic, who do you think is the most promising next to them?
I like Matas Buzelis. He's like in the mold of an Andrei Kirilenko, but not much defense, unlike AK-47. I don't know, kasi ang ingay na rin kasi ni Buzelis. Whenever he has a dunk, he'll make sure you know about it. Yung mga players na you like to root for, and mga silver linings that Chicago Bulls could have, like they could have 15 wins, but hey, we got Josh Giddey and Matt Buzelis, so those are good young pieces to build around. Same with Dosunmu. I'm not sure about Kobe White. I think we should trade Kobe White.
Ooh, maybe. It's still Lonzo Ball for me,
Still
because
Lonzo.
last time we saw Lonzo healthy, capital healthy, he was one of the best young point guards in the NBA. Can knock down the three-point shot, pushes the pace in transition, sets up teammates for open shots, plays good defense. So if we can see Lonzo get back to form, I think he can still be one of the best guards in the NBA today. But that's a big if.
Dami na ng ball handlers.
Capital healthy.
Capital healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, capital.
Now we're gonna take sides. We're gonna take sides now. Okay. Who do you choose?
I might take Minnesota here, considering that they might play their full lineup. It's one of the final games before the regular season, so I feel like this is gonna be a Minnesota win.
Okay.
Blowout.
I'm gonna go Chicago. Why the hell?
Chicago.
I mean, why the hell not? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the Timberwolves as well, just because Chicago is Chicago.
Chicago is Chicago.
At least they have good pizza.
Actually.
What do you guys think? Are you siding this time with Naveen? He gets things right all the time. Maybe this one he'll get it wrong. Now we're gonna do Predictsy. Predicting time for Milwaukee Bucks versus Dallas Mavericks, October 18, 7:30 a.m. So this is gonna be two contending teams with two superstar duos on both sides. They're on your screen.
Yeah, I might. This is really interesting. No? Again, that's the reason why I like to watch preseason games whenever it's close to the opening day. Giannis and Dame versus Luka and Kyrie. Ang ganda ng matchup na yun. No? It's more of which duo will exploit their strengths more
Which
than the
duo
other.
do you think will win the championship first? Okay, there.
Ooh. Kung papapili tayo sa kanilang dalawa. I think Luka and Kyrie. I want to go for a Luka Kyrie, mainly because I really love Luka Doncic. So obviously my bias, and I want to see Kyrie win a ring especially na sa dami ng controversies that he's been in, and prove to his haters na he still has it.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I'd pick Luka and Kyrie, just because I feel like Luka in his prime right now, and Luka seems to be one of those guys that is just a generational talent. Now, as far as this game goes, I'm going to be interested to see how Klay Thompson performs, because Milwaukee, with Giannis and Brook Lopez as their bigs, traditionally is a team that defensively they give up a lot of 3-point shots because their bigs tend to play drop coverage on defense, which that kind of coverage, drop coverage, allows shooters of other teams to have semi-open looks from deep. So is Klay going to take advantage of that? Is Kyrie going to take advantage of that? If they do and they wax hot from the field, then Dallas should win this game easily.
So Dallas ka. Okay, we're taking sides. Dallas.
Dallas for me as well. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna do Dallas because they have a deeper
unanimous.
bench.
Yeah, you
Deeper
gotta go
bench.
Dallas.
I think so. Okay, locking it in. All right. Okay, guys, you can vote with us. We're gonna take a look to see who's making a lot of engagements. Para again, we can invite you to Basket Pinas timeout. All right. So, up next, Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves, October 18, 8 a.m. So, rematch of the Western Conference semis.
Yeah, for this one, this is yun nga, no, like may revenge factor in Denver. Of course, they remember what the Minnesota Timberwolves did to them, especially in Game 7, wherein that was crazy, no? And the fact that Anthony Edwards I was rooting for Minnesota during that time because, as you all know, Ant has always been likable ever since that matchup against Phoenix. He was trash talking everybody, and it's good. This is the matchup na it's really hard to predict kasi napipiliin ko for this one, but I want to see them go up again in the playoffs. It's gonna be a bloodbath for sure, even though na wala na si Kat for Minnesota. So would you say na it's an advantage for Denver without Karl Anthony Towns?
Well, we also have to take into account the people that Denver lost, notably KCP. I think this can still be a pretty competitive matchup. That's why I would love to see Randall play in this game, so we get an idea how he fits into this Minnesota system. I feel like Dante will be a big addition to Minnesota. One of the areas they needed improvement on from last season was outside shooting, and Dante is one of the best outside shooters in the NBA today. And I hope Jokic plays. Jokic against Gobert, how Anthony Edwards will play against Jamal Murray. It should be an exciting matchup, even for a preseason game.
So, who do you think can assert their mastery over who? Like, for example, with Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert over Jokic and Murray.
I am going to take Anthony Edwards and Gobert right now, but that's not really about Gobert. That to me is more about Anthony
More
Edwards.
90-10.
It's like 90-10 and 10 Gobert.
For me, I don't know. I like the Jokic-Murray combination. They might play both 30 minutes here or could go the opposite way, but I'm hoping that they do play the full 30 minutes. And maybe we see a Russell Westbrook game. We see a Russ have like 10, 7, and 7 and prove to his haters that he can fit with this Denver Nuggets team against a contender like the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Now let's take sides.
Denver.
Minnesota. I would go with the Nuggets as well para kasi revenge.
Yeah.
Giggle factor. So, locking it in. We want to see your answers. Write it down below. Again, use the hashtag BasketPinas because you're going to need that to win this fast break question number 3. But first, again, we want to make sure you have all the mechanics correct so you're qualified to win this. Nika.
We have 10 winners. We're going to look for 10 winners for at least 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers. So all you guys have to do is like and follow us on Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile is set to public. Next one, comment your answer for our fast break question of the day during the live stream, and don't forget to use the hashtag BasketPinas. Next one is watch the live stream, wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS to join the giveaway.
All right. Now that you know the mechanics, you better get this right. This is fast break question number 3. Here we go. Parang pamigay,
Who is the youngest player to score 10,000 points in the NBA.
Who is the youngest player to score 10,000 points in the NBA? Super popular nito, yan yung clue. You will get this right. If you don't, well, better luck next time. Okay, write it down below. Use the hashtag BasketPinas to make sure that you get the price of 1,000 peso voucher. Now, predictsy time for Miami Heat versus the Memphis Grizzlies. October 19, 8 a.m., two teams with contrasting styles with the way they play. One likes to slow it down and the other likes to run the ball.
Yeah, it's a matter of which of their system will they utilize. So Memphis always been fast-paced, especially with we know how Ja Morant is whenever he's flanked by Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., a Zach Edey who surprisingly can keep up with them with regards to their speed. So and I'm just really optimistic about the Grizzlies this year. I mean, dito sa ating mga past shows, I've been really high on the Grizzlies that they could be a Western Conference Finals contender. I won't be shocked they make the finals, assuming that everybody is keep making sure they behave on the court and nothing off the court issues.
You know, Memphis, I'm with you, Nico, on them as being a potential contender again in the Western Conference. Like I mentioned in our last show, the last time we saw Memphis healthy, they were the second seed in the Western Conference, and it looked like they had the ability not just to make the conference finals, but even the NBA finals, right? Now, the Western Conference is very competitive, so they will need luck to go some of their way if they want to make it far. But they have a young core that has some experience now, and if they can keep their heads on straight, if they can stay healthy, they will be one of the best teams in the league this season.
Now, we're seeing also lots of rookies shining. For the people who didn't really get to watch the preseason, if we can big up a rookie that you know has great potential in the regular season, who would that be? I'm gonna start with Nico because I think I know your answer for this one.
It's always gonna be Yuki Kawamura. I have seen how he plays in Japan. I have seen how much he dissects the team Philippines or Gilas whenever they play against each other. And he deserves a contract. Exhibit 10 siya ngayon, but I think he deserves kahit a 1-year contract because he's just that talented. I also feel na if hindi siya kunin ng Grizzlies, somebody out there might get him. Not only is he a great basketball IQ player, but the kind of marketing that he brings the whole of Japan to the team that secures him. So, not only, ano talaga, I'm a sucker for players na I can relate to. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who watch the NBA looking for somebody that they can attach their personality to. And I feel like that's Yuki Kawamura.
I think Naveen is gonna say the same.
Are we picking from these two teams or anyone in the NBA?
You know what? Sige, anyone in the NBA.
Stephon Castle of the San Antonio.
Ooh, okay.
Let's not forget he played for a respectable college program, UConn, in the NCAA. He is used to play for a winning coach, a winning culture. That's what he's going to be under now with the Spurs and with Greg Popovich. And let's not forget, he is a guard and he's going to get to learn from Chris Paul for one season, maybe two, and that kind of knowledge is irreplaceable. I feel like he's the guard of the future, the partner in crime for Wembanyama, and we're going to be hearing about those two guys for a very, very long time.
Okay, what about you guys? We want to know who you think the rookie with the most promising career right now that's really shining. Well, for Yuki Kawamura right now for the Grizzlies, that's what we're talking about. For this game, now we're gonna take sides. Who do you side with?
Memphis, I feel like dagdagan ko na to. Yuki, 7 and 10. Or 10 points, 10 assists for Yuki Kawamura. Especially kung mag-split sila na minutes si Ja Morant in this game.
I'm going to go Memphis too. I feel like Memphis is going to play on their home court, and this will be like Miami's third game in the last 4 or 5 days. Medyo cramped yung preseason schedule nila, so I feel like they'll be resting a lot of their main guys for this game. I mean, since it's a road game, they might not even bring their guys to Memphis. They'll be like, sige, you guys stay in Miami. Just chill and enjoy the beach.
Ako, I'm gonna go with Memphis as well, locking it in. So I guess all of us
Memphis
are thinking the same right here. Locked in! May kumontra ba sa comment section? Curious. Now, ito, alam ko you guys are gonna wanna watch this one. Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. It's gonna be happening 10:30 a.m. on October 19. So it's a California showdown. They've been meeting in the play-in tournament more times than they like.
Yeah, for this one, the Warriors and Lakers, maybe we get to see, alam mo, Navs dito, like sa Lakers at Warriors, lagi sila nakikita sa play-in recently. Like, you would think na yung expectation versus reality, yung expectation ng mga tao makita sila sa Western Conference Finals, to duke it out, who gets to the finals. And then biglang yung reality is just them meeting in the play-in tournament. Tapos knockout pa yun, di ba? Wala man lang best of 3.
Yeah, I'm happy this game is on a Saturday because if it was on a weekday, since nasa Pilipinas tayo, so many people would have done a VL or SL because the Warriors and the Lakers, we know, are the most popular teams for Filipinos in the country today. In fact, some people might even call it a national holiday in the Philippines when the Warriors and Lakers go up against each other. Now, I do hope we see LeBron, Steph, and the main guys play in this contest. Not to sound emotional or sentimental about things, but we're approaching the stage of their careers now where Steph and LeBron are closer to the end than they are to their primes, right? But they're still both sensational. So every chance we get to see these two guys on the same court, whether that's teammates like they were in the Olympics or going up against each other like what would be the case in this game, we should cherish those moments.
Now, I know you don't really like the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, I like Golden State.
Oh, okay, but you don't think they'll make it far?
Well, no. But, I mean, I think they should trade Steph Curry eventually. Yeah, there you go, yeah. But I like Golden State.
If, hypothetically, if they don't make it to the playoffs, do you think Steve Kerr is still the right coach for them? Let's just assume, like...
Well, they just gave him an extension. So... I mean, from an economical standpoint, if you're not going to make the playoffs, you might as well keep the guy you're paying to be the coach anyway, in my opinion. If they miss the playoffs, I think then Steph should have that conversation where, we tried 1 year, we missed the playoffs, I'm in my mid-30s, give me a chance to contend for a champion. I think even Nico would be okay with Steph saying that if Steph said, I want to compete for a championship.
Parang depende. Parang...
Depends where he goes, diba?
Depende where he goes. Dapat gusto ko rin yung team na pupuntahan niya. Wag lang sa Lakers.
Yeah, wag lang. They're not gonna trade him to the Lakers if they trade him.
Like,
no
where
way.
would you want him to go?
Most likely sa Eastern Conference, dapat. I can't really think of a team right now. Pero sa mga... Yun nga, I think Charlotte, di ba yung sinasabi ko, Charlotte Hornets, because I like to see LaMelo Ball with the Golden State Warriors and try to make it work with sila Jonathan Kuminga and company. So, medyo masakit sa kalooban ko na bakit ako na yung nag-give up sa... dapat gawin nila lahat para mapastay si Steph Curry. So, yeah. But for this one, I'm gonna choose the Warriors because assuming na I don't think the Lakers could stop their 3-point barrage this preseason at least. Because the Warriors have been locked in, at least here in the preseason.
Yeah, last time they made 28
28.
3-pointers. Okay, so GSW.
Lakers for me.
Lakers. Also Golden State Warriors. Locking it in. All right. Do you guys... I'm curious because for sure a lot of people have a lot to say with this matchup. So write it down below. Who are you siding for? Who are you listening to amongst us? Now, the other prediction naman, this one, we're not really going to be discussing it in depth. We're just going to be mentioning the teams that we're voting for, just to help you out, make smarter choices for your prediction. So first, this is going to be October 15. Washington Wizards versus Brooklyn Nets.
Wizards.
Wizards.
Brooklyn for me.
Okay, I'll also go with the Nets. All right. That's 7:30 a.m. For 8 a.m., Chicago Bulls versus Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee
yan? Chicago lang.
Yeah.
Hindi naman nanalo sa preseason.
Milwaukee din ako. Milwaukee. So, all three of us. Okay. October 16 naman tayo ngayon. Boston Celtics versus Toronto Raptors.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston then.
Boston.
Boston. I don't think Raptors
Toronto
is gonna
won?
win.
Parang di ba?
Yeah.
Hey, at least you have good poutine.
Yeah, we have... I know, eh? Eh? Okay. 7:30 a.m. It's like in Malaysia where they go la.
Singapore and Malaysia, correct.
They go la.
Both.
So that's for everything. Like, I know, eh? They're gonna win, eh?
Okay.
It's always an A.
And it's
Alright.
Tim Hortons all the way, right?
Tim,
Oh, yeah.
Tim Hortons. Okay. Charlotte Hornets versus New York Knicks.
Charlotte.
Ooh, New York.
Yeah, Cat. New York din ako.
Meow.
All right. Up next, October 17, 7 a.m., Cleveland Cavaliers versus Detroit Pistons.
Cleveland.
Detroit.
Ako, Cleveland din.
Okay,
Okay.
Cleveland.
Hey, sabay to, 7 a.m., Brooklyn Nets versus Philadelphia 76ers.
Philly.
Philadelphia.
76ers as well. Oh, all Philadelphia 76ers for us. Now it's October 18, Charlotte Hornets versus Indiana Pacers. Indiana.
Yeah, Team Tyrese Halliburton all the way.
Okay. Now 8 a.m. San Antonio Spurs versus Houston Rockets.
Houston, we got a problem. Let's go San Antonio. And that problem is Wembanyama.
Spurs.
Ako, Houston ako. Reed Shepard's gonna carve through the defense of Wemby.
Okay. Locked in. All
And
right.
Jalen Green.
Now this is the final day, October 19, before the regular season. Philadelphia 76ers versus Orlando Magic.
Orlando.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I feel like, Orlando could be sneaky.
Sneaky good.
Could be
They'll
sneaky good.
this
Sneakily
year.
good ang Orlando
Huge.
this year.
I'm gonna
Big.
go 76ers. Locked in. Okay, 7 a.m. as well. New York Knicks versus Washington Wizards.
Knicks.
Let's go with my guy Kuzma and the Wizards.
All right. Locked in.
Kinalimutan ko
So,
siya kanina eh.
I hope you guys took notes because these are the predictions for the upcoming matches. This is going to be our last preseason for the NBA episode. After this, it's going to be the regular season. This is the last time we're going to be able to help you out with the preseason, all right? So it's okay even if you didn't get to watch the beginning of this. You guys can rewind and then write it down. Now, we want to know which audience ang ating mga commenters down below got the answers right for the fast break question because we really want to give you the vouchers. So we're gonna go back to fast break question number 1. We're gonna test you out again. Actually, gusto kong i-test din si Naveen for this, okay? So before we reveal the answer, you're gonna be taking your guess, even though wala nang consequence. Okay, we're gonna
So
go
dapat
back.
gumagawa ng questions.
Wala na bang okra juice dyan?
Fast break question number 1. Here we go.
Which player won an Oscar for his short film Dear Basketball? Kobe Bryant. My guy.
Okay, dun, 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 dun. The answer is, that is right. It's Kobe Bryant. I hope you got that right. Parang pamigay na tong question na to.
Sabi pa namin kanina ata eh.
Pamigay na to. Okay, Kobe Bryant is the right answer. We're gonna go to fast break question number 2.
Which team won their first NBA championship in 1999? Fun trivia, 1999 was a lockout-shortened NBA season and it was won by the San Antonio Spurs.
Parang kang savant.
They beat the New York Knicks in 5 games.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Grabe! Ikaw yung ano...
Kailangan na pala
kung
pahirapan.
sa PBA may Fidel. Ganun natin.
Siya yung stats
Siya yung
statistician.
stats person natin. Alright? And the answer is San Antonio Spurs. Ta-dang! Okay. Now this is the third fast break question. Here we go. Sana you get this right.
Who is the youngest player to score 10,000 points in the NBA? So I'm actually not sure about this. This kind of confuses me. But I'm just going to say Luka Doncic.
Who's your second guess?
LeBron James?
Mali siya! Oh my God! Dito siya nagkamali!
Who's the answer?
And the right answer is... Dun, 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 dun. It is LeBron
Oh, wow.
James. Nagkamali siya. Nagkamali ka.
Pero di counted. Ako pa rin uminom eh.
The second one is correct. I am so happy nagkamali ka.
0.5 mistake. I got it in the second try. But wow, so it's actually LeBron over Luka. Interesting. I
It's
thought
LeBron.
Luka would get it because
Second si Luka.
di ba parang it's more of an kasi LeBron entered at 18, Luka entered at 19, so that makes sense.
Did you guys get that right? Let's take a look at the winners. 10 winners for our fast break question. We're gonna put it on the screen, flashing your name. Congratulations to all of you because all of you won 1,000 peso 1xBet voucher. Bigyan ng voucher ang 10 ito. At kung gusto niyo malaman kung paano nga ba makaklaim ang inyong papremyo, all you have to do is message us, DM us, PM us, to claim your prize. And again, maybe one of the 10 names we'll invite here for Basket Pinas Predicts. And once again, sa lahat ng mga hindi nakapanood ng full episodes and you want to rewind to help you make smart choices with your prediction, all you have to do is follow our social media on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Basket Pinas PH. Again, ito, Basket Pinas PH. Wala kayong Facebook? May YouTube kayo, go! May Instagram kayo, go! Basket Pinas PH. There you go. So follow us right there. And you guys can also message us to let us know what more you want to see during the next episode. So we're gonna be going through the regular season for the next episode. If you guys want to see something, we listen to you. Message us. And not just that, we're giving away more vouchers. Nico's gonna tell you how.
Yeah, so we have a 12K. Actually, meron kaming 12K welcome bonus para sa mga new account on 1xBet. Register now using our promo code BPINAS, all caps lang. Message Basket Pinas page kung may question ka, may sasagot agad dyan. If you guys want to place your bets in the upcoming NBA games, just go to 1xBet and use our promo code BPINAS. One more time, BPINAS. Link is in the pinned comment section.
We're gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. It's gonna be almost 2 weeks since our next till our next episode.
Parang every 2 days ay nakikita eh. No?
Yo.
Every 2-3 days.
Ngayon, it's gonna be a week. If you miss us, rewatch the show, Basket Pinas PH, dun sa Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. But so we don't miss them too much, we're going to follow them on their social media. So let's get to know what you're gonna be doing the next week and a half.
Yes, so I'm actually doing a podcast episode on Tuesday night where we are going to stream our NBA Fantasy Draft for my podcast, The Navs Effect Community. We have 16 players in the league who will be making jokes, doing live reactions. It's something I'm doing for the first time ever on my podcast because fantasy drafts tend to get a little crazy. It's at 9 p.m. so you can assume some people will have alcohol with them to unwind to end the night, which should make for more entertainment. And as usual, just follow my content on the platforms you see on the screen right now.
There you go. Follow him. Maybe you can learn a thing or two so you can copy some players. Kasi yung iba, ginagawa na yung YouTube nila, the ones that people pick, and
Oh,
then
yun
they
yung fun
write
eh.
it down.
Yung mga reactions sa mga tao.
Then what are you gonna be doing for the next week and a half?
Same,
Nico?
I'm gonna have a fantasy draft soon with my boys as well. I think it's gonna be this Thursday, Friday. Tapos I'm gonna live stream it na rin kasi mas masaya. And buhayin yung platform ko to live. But yeah, other than that, it's just maybe watch some preseason games, wait for the start of the NBA season, and yun lang naman, very chill week for me.
It's gonna be a chill week for us, but we're going to miss you. And I have one request for all our viewers. Please share this live. So mag-grow ang ating community. We're gonna be giving a lot more prizes as the season goes by. So like this page, follow all our social media, and also share. It makes a huge difference. And of course, if you miss me, I don't know if you will, you can watch us on Magic 89.9, 6 to 9 a.m. every Monday to Thursday. So kung mamimiss nyo yung daldala namin, you can catch me there where we talk about any topic at all. You can even give us a call. So that's it. That's it for us this Monday evening. It's a great start to your week talking about basketball already. Next one is going to be, I think, October 23, right?
The
Yeah.
day the season opens in the
The day
Philippines.
the season
Yes.
opens. So we'll see you there. We'll see you, and you. We're going to miss you so much. And the next episode, October 23. So keep it good vibes, everybody. Be careful with everything. Keep it light. I know it's gonna be the NBA regular season. Maraming magta-trash talk online. Pero kung meron kayong ibang mga comment, wait until October 23 and leave it on our comment section. All right, everyone. See you next week. Bye!
See you guys.